The late afternoon sun spilled golden light across the cracked pavement as Ethan Carter's battered pickup truck coughed its way into Willow Creek. The engine groaned, a weary companion to Ethan's own exhaustion. He glanced at his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, slumped against the passenger door, her braid loose and her face peaceful in sleep despite the truck's rattling. Ethan's calloused hands tightened on the wheel, his knuckles whitening as he passed the town's faded welcome sign. "Here we are, kiddo," he murmured. Though Lily couldn't hear, "Our new shot." The truck bed held their entire world. Clothes crammed into trash bags, tools bundled in worn tarps, and Lily's small box of stuffed animals and dog-eared books. With $400 in his pocket and a heart heavy with hope and fear, Ethan had fled their crumbling life in the city, chasing a dream of something better for his little girl. Willow Creek was a stark contrast to the urban chaos they'd left behind. Tree-lined streets stretched lazily, where folks strolled slowly, pausing to laugh with neighbors. Hand-painted shop signs glowed warmly in place of garish neon. Ethan's chest loosened slightly. This was the kind of place where Lily could climb trees, where he might mend the fractures of their past. Their rental was a weathered bungalow on a quiet lane, its gray paint peeling and porch sagging. It was humble, but the rent was just within reach if Ethan could land work. He nudged Lily awake. "We're home. Yihin Mandariliwan. Sweet searchers." "She's sweetheart." Her hazel eyes blinked open, confused, then sparkled as she spotted the overgrown yard. "It's got grass," she squealed. Scrambling out, Ethan forced a smile. The worry gnawed at him. The yard was a jungle of weeds. But to Lily, it was a kingdom, a luxury their city apartment never offered. As Lily darted off to explore, Ethan unloaded their meager belongings, each box heavier with the weight of his responsibility. He'd been a mechanic for years, but steady jobs had dried up, and his savings would barely cover a month's rent and groceries. That night, after tucking Lily into a sleeping bag on a bare mattress, Ethan sat at the wobbly kitchen table, his ledger open under a flickering bulb. The numbers were merciless. 3 weeks until they'd be broke. He raked his hands through his dark hair, panic rising like bile. Lily's giggles floated in from the porch, where she chased fireflies in the twilight. That sound, pure, unburdened joy, both anchored and terrified him. She deserved this lightness, and he'd fight to keep it. The shrill ring of the ancient rotary phone startled him. Hesitant, he answered. "Carter residence." "Noise." The voice belonged to Hank, who ran the local feed store. Word had spread that Ethan was handy with engines, and a farmer named Abigail Harper needed her tractor fixed urgently before harvest. "She pays fair," Hank said. "You interested?" Ethan's pulse quickened. "I'll be there tomorrow." He said, scribbling directions to Harper Farm. Hanging up, he felt a flicker of hope, fragile but real. He called Lily inside, her hands cupped around a glowing firefly. "Guess what, kid? Dad's got work." Her grin was brighter than the insect's light as she hugged him. And for the first time in months, Ethan dared to believe things might turn out okay. The next morning, gravel crunched under Ethan's tires as he pulled into Harper Farm, Lily beside him, her sneakers swinging. "Stay close." "All right," he said, adjusting her oversized baseball cap. She nodded, but her eyes were already wide, drinking in the sprawling fields that shimmered gold under the sun. The farm looked modest, a gray farmhouse, a red barn, scattered sheds, but the fields stretched endlessly, whispering of abundance. A woman stepped from the barn, wiping her hands on faded jeans. Abigail Harper was in her mid-30s, with auburn hair tied back and gray-green eyes that held both strength and a quiet weariness Ethan recognized instantly. The mark of someone who'd faced life's battles solo. "Mr. Carter, in Monson, we horn." Her voice was steady, her handshake firm. "Thanks for coming so quick." "Ethan, please see your ration if Persian," he said, suddenly aware of his threadbare flannel. "This is Lily." Abigail's face softened as she crouched to Lily's level. "Hey, Cernawarn, Lily, Ikinornarthus. Want to check out the barn while your dad works?" Lily glanced at Ethan, then nodded eagerly. Abigail led them to a shed where an ancient tractor sat, its rusted frame a testament to decades of labor. "Family heirloom. She said, patting it. "Older than me, that's for sure." Ethan dove into the assessment, his hands moving with practiced ease. While Abigail answered his questions about its quirks, he felt a spark of pride. This was his element, where he could still prove his worth. Nearby, Lily wandered the barn's cool shadows, careful to stay in Ethan's sight. A rustle caught her attention, and she peered behind a hay bale to find a scrawny dog, its fur matted but its tail wagging faintly. Hey, buddy, she whispered, extending a cautious hand. The dog sniffed, then licked her fingers, and Lily's heart swelled with a warmth she hadn't felt since her mom passed. Back at the tractor, Ethan outlined the repairs. New valves, a rebuilt carburetor, a few days' work. Can you do it? Abigail asked, her voice tight with hope. Absolutely, Ethan said, confidence steadying him. She offered a price that made his breath catch, enough to cover rent and more. As they walked back, Ethan spotted Lily petting the dog, now sprawled happily at her feet. Looks like she's got a friend, he said. Abigail's expression flickered. That mutt's been skittish for weeks. Won't go near anyone except your girl, apparently. Their eyes met, and Ethan sensed depths to Abigail Harper he hadn't yet glimpsed. Over the next few days, Ethan settled into a rhythm at Harper Farm. Each morning, he and Lily arrived, his toolbox clanking, her chatter filling the quiet. The tractor was a beast, demanding more work than expected, but Ethan relished the open sky, so different from the city's suffocating grip. One afternoon, as he tightened a bolt, he noticed the shed's hidden treasures. High-end tools, a laser-cut welder, a precision drill press, tucked behind older gear. Need something? Abigail called, offering a glass of iced tea. Ethan took it, nodding at the equipment. That's some serious hardware for a farm. She shrugged, but her eyes were guarded. My dad always said get the best tools for the job. From where they stood, Ethan saw workers moving through distant fields, their numbers hinting at a scale he hadn't grasped. This wasn't just a family farm, it was an empire. Lily's laughter rang out as she tossed a stick for the dog. Now cleaner and livelier. She's good with him, Abigail said. He trusts her. Ethan's chest warmed. We never had room for pets in the city. Abigail watched them, then said, if she wants, she can keep him. He needs a home, and he's chosen her. Before Ethan could reply, Abigail's phone buzzed. She stepped away, but Ethan caught her sharp tone. He asked her name. Prescott. Heater de Brester, Soren, the scene. 10 million or 100, it's not for sale. His jaw dropped. Millions? 20. He looked around, seeing the farm anew, the vast fields. The deference of the workers. Abigail Harper was no ordinary farmer. When she returned, her face was tight. Everything okay? Ethan asked. Just business, she said, brushing it off. Lily ran up, the dog, now named Rusty, trotting behind. Dad, he fetches. Can we keep him? Abigail knelt, smiling. What do you say? Lily, is Rusty yours? Lily's squeal was answer enough. As she raced off, Ethan and Abigail shared a look, her guarded gaze softening, hinting at secrets yet to be shared. Days later, Ethan finished the tractor repairs as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in fiery hues. Abigail approached, her usual work clothes swapped for a simple green dress that caught him off guard. I'd like to thank you properly, she said, a nervous edge to her voice. Dinner at the house tonight. Ethan hesitated, glancing at his stained jeans. We're not exactly fancy. Her smile was warm, disarming. This is a farmyard. Ethan, come as you are. The farmhouse's exterior matched the farm's weathered charm, but inside, it was a shrine to generations. Polished oak floors, antique rugs, walls lined with sepia photos of stern farmers beside the same fields Ethan now knew. Lily was drawn to a display of old tools and smooth river stones. My grandpa collected one for every harvest. Abigail explained, 62 years, 62 stones. Dinner was hearty, roast pork, garden vegetables, fresh bread, at a massive table set for 3. Lily, with fun written on foreigner wide-eyed, asked her, why do you live alone in such a big house, Miss Abigail? Ethan cringed, but Abigail's voice was gentle. This house has been my family's forever. Now it's just me, like it's just you and your dad. Ethan met her gaze, a silent understanding passing between them. It's not easy, he admitted, raising her alone since her mom died. Abigail nodded, or running this place since my dad passed. A sudden power outage plunged them into darkness, thunder rumbling outside. Abigail lit candles, her calm steadying Lily's gasp. Storms do this, she said. In the flickering glow, conversation flowed freely. Ethan shared his dream of owning a garage. Abigail spoke of her father's love for the land. He said it keeps you honest, she mused. Ethan nodded. Engines are the same. They don't lie. Nanota renemo anyone's. Their eyes locked, a spark igniting. As Lily dozed off, Abigail offered a guest room to avoid the storm. Ethan agreed, his heart pounding with unspoken possibilities. The next morning, a sleek silver SUV rolled up. Its driver, a man in a crisp suit, looking absurdly out of place. Abigail's posture stiffened as she met him. Ethan Wasasum, working nearby, caught the man's name, Daniel Prescott. This equipment is ancient. Prescott sneered. My offer, $65 million for all four. Sure makers, frees you from this burden. Abigail's voice was ice. This land is my family's soul. It's not for sale. When I knew why us. Prescott's smile was predatory. Your father would have seen the numbers. After he left, Abigail's hands trembled. He wants to turn this into condos and golf courses. She told Ethan, her voice raw. This is my home. Ethan expected his job to end with the tractor fixed. But Abigail surprised him. I need a full-time mechanic. She said. The salary's good. And there's a cottage for you and Lily. Ethan's breath caught. Stability. A home. It was more than he dared hope. I'm in, he said. The decision feeling, right? Life settled into a new rhythm. Ethan maintained the farm's machinery. Lily thrived at school, and Rusty became her shadow. One evening, as they secured equipment in a sudden rain, their hands brushed on a shed door. Ethan's pulse raced. Abigail's eyes held his. Electric, but she stepped back. Voices solemn. We should get inside. One afternoon, a storm hit. The radio warning of flash floods. Abigail's face paled. The creek levee was failing. I can't lose those fields, she said, pulling on boots. Ethan joined her, leaving Lily with Rusty. They battled the deluge, reinforcing the levee with sandbags. When the ground gave way under Abigail, Ethan grabbed her arm, pulling her from the raging water. Soaked and gasping, their faces inches apart, Ethan brushed wet hair from her cheek. Thank you, she whispered, the moment heavy with what neither dared say. Prescott returned post-storm, smugly offering $70 million, citing flood damage. When Abigail refused, he brandished documents claiming a loan her father signed, demanding 25% of the farm if unpaid. Ethan's gut churned at her fear. Determined to help, he visited the county clerk, uncovering Prescott's pattern of exploiting farms. An old farmer, Caleb Harper, Abigail's uncle, suggested a legal defense, proving the farm's community value. Ethan proposed a farmer's market, and Abigail, hesitant but hopeful, agreed. The market was a triumph. Locals filled the barn, sharing stories of Abigail's family's generosity. The mayor declared the farm a cultural landmark, blocking Prescott's eminent domain threat. When Prescott arrived with officials, claiming the loan, Caleb exposed the signature as forged. The crowd rallied, and Prescott fled, defeated. At a county hearing, the farm's status was cemented, and Prescott's company collapsed under investigation. A year later, Harper Farm was a beacon. The market thrived, and a new education center taught sustainable farming. Ethan's workshop hummed. Lily led farm tours, and Abigail's sunflowers, planted at Lily's urging, bloomed vibrantly. One evening, under an old maple, Abigail confessed her fear of loving again. Ethan, heart open, admitted the same. Their kiss sealed a new beginning. As autumn painted the fields gold, Ethan, Abigail, and Lily stood by her garden. New sprouts breaking through. Some seeds take time, Abigail said, her hand in Ethan's. Lily beaming. They'd built a home, a family, a legacy, proof that after storms, the richest harvests grow. Hey, folks. Love this story? Hit that subscribe button for H Stories. More heartfelt tales await. Where are you watching from? Teresa May, then drop it in the comments.